Gordon Wadsworth, Singlespeed leader. What is the best bike for Trans-sylvania Epic? Let me stop.
You know,
I should have said this. I should sleep more is what I should do. All right, Gordon Wadsworth, what is the best bike for Trans-sylvania mountain bike epic?
it would be a horse. I think a horse is probably the best bike. But for me, it was the Y-Cycles Revel El Jefe.
What's going on here? What can you tell me about it?
A titanium 120 front end, 0.0 millimeter back end, slider hardtail. It's kind of the like slack of the pack, like XC racer. You know, it's named for Jefe Branham, who's kind of like a Tour Divide hero, and it just absolutely like eats this stuff up. It's got all the right angles for it. It's ultra reliable on the back end, nice and like tucked in underneath you too, so you can get that back wheel right where you want it. I run this one with a SID up front. I have a RockShox or a Fox 34 step cast on my Ranger, which is really the same geometry, but I think that the sort of more analog feel to the SID feels really good in the hardtail. Mine's got i9 ultralight wheels, 3420 gearing, XTR, everything else. Got nothing to complain about, man. It's just a dreamy little magic carpet.
All right, so what is the best bike to ride for TSEpic?
Oh, whichever one stays together, I would say. That's.
I guess the better question is, what are you riding?
Oh, I'm riding an Epic Evo. I think
What's
it's
that?
A specialized Epic Evo. Thank you.
So how much travel?
It's 120, 110, I think.
What are you running for tires and inserts, or are you running inserts?
Yeah, I got inserts, the Victoria whatever, and tires I have the.
I believe they're called
Aspens, I believe. Is that what they are?
That's what they're called.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a technical guy at all. I just ride the bikes.
All right, so you run Max's Aspens. How wide?
2.4. Yeah.
Correct. No,
Okay. Yeah. I'm the last guy that would actually know all this stuff, so that's not really my forte. I just pedal.
What is the best bike to ride for this race?
Patty Mayonnaise.
What's a Patty
This
Mayonnaise?
is salsa spearfish. It was initially the XT build, and then I upgraded most of it to XTR. It's got the SID Ultimate 120, so it's 120, 100. It's not the lightest bike, but it just feels so good on the trail, like you feel really in it. I feel pretty confident on it. It's several pounds lighter than, or heavier than my last bike, but still climbing faster, and then just feel really confident on the descents. So I'm loving it so far. I've just gotten it this year. Riding the recon races, I got a 235, 225. So far they've been bulletproof. That's
Liners, right? Inserts or anything?
I don't have any liners, so I bottomed out hard yesterday where people were flatting, but
What are you running for sealing?
Orange Seal. Doing Orange Seal right now, and it's been good. You don't see many salsas out here on the race scene, but I think that people should give them another look.
What is the best bike for this race?
I mean, right now, I believe the best bike is what I'm riding, which is the Fazari Signal Peak. And I love this thing. It is playful on the techie stuff, which there's plenty of out here, but it's also really capable of climbing. I feel like it's the perfect setup for every type of terrain out here, and I've found that not just racing here, but all the other races I've done this season. So it's snappy, it's fun, the geometry is really great, and I've got the setup here with, so I've got the Signal Peak, I've got a Fox Stepcast 100 mil travel, and then I've got the Float Shock, also 100 mil travel. So pretty
100 in the front. That's enough.
Yeah, for me that is. I started racing with 100, and I've just never really gone I've never even entertained having more travel, which for me, it's always worked. I've been able to handle the bike totally fine. Yeah.
All right, and you're also, so what are you running for? It doesn't look like you're running big burly tires.
I'm not. So I've got the, I've got the Vittoria Mezcals and front and rear, and I'm running a little higher pressure than I normally would in a cross country race because of how pointy all the rocks are. So I've got 18 PSI in the front and 19 in the back. Probably would have gone maybe 1 or 2 PSI lower in both.
An insert or a liner?
I do have an airliner in the back tire, but not the front. And I feel very confident having that. There have been a couple times
a few times?
I think I cased one of the doubles yesterday, and so that was really good to have. But then also, just the rocks on like No Name today were pretty brutal. So it was really nice to have a good setup with my tires and a little bit higher pressure, even if it wasn't as compliant maybe in some of the techie stuff. I actually feel better about having a slightly higher pressure. So yeah, and I've got XTR build full, and I've got the Industry 9 ultralight wheels. So pretty smoking setup actually. I love it, and it's the perfect setup for me.
Kerry Werner, you are currently the GC leader at Trans-sylvania Mountain Bike Epic. See, I didn't say Pisgah Stage Race, which I did to everyone else today. So what is the best bike to ride at TSE?
The Kona Hey Hey, absolutely. We've got, this is a large frame. It's a 120 bike, and I've got it set up with an XTR drivetrain. I'm running the 5110 cassette in the back with a 34 chainring up front. I've opted for 2.4 Aspens this year, front and rear. I've got inserts, Cush core, front and rear, 180 rotor up front, 160 in the back, Fox transfer SL seat post, and that's about it, right? Like, the one thing I would say today, especially, like, I mean, that Transfer SL is lighter than the Infinite Adjust. I don't know what the other model is called. I have it on my other Hey Hey, but it's nice because you can drop it like an inch, and then it's still up and you can pedal, but you have a bit more clearance for all the rocky bits.
Oh, so this goes all the way down?
This is just down or up.
Oh, okay.
And so that's sometimes annoying, but it's lighter. So that's the trade-off.
Anything else do you do anything differently for a stage race over other events?
No, because this is really all I do. Like, I don't really do UCI mountain bike XC racing. Like, pretty much any mountain bike race I'll do this year is a stage race.
What does this thing weigh, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, no,
someone will care.
Yeah, someone will care. I think it's roughly 25 and a half pounds, something like that. That might be not with inserts, so I'm not sure though. Something like 25 and a half, I think. I don't like to weigh it. Not that it's heavy, but it's not a super light XC bike, you know? It's a 120, like, do it all bike in my opinion, so I don't know. Yeah, it's not like the Specialized Super Caliber. That was a joke because they copied Trek. Trek has the Super Caliber. The Specialized just copied it. They call it something else.